Hello and welcome to the first video of my new series to get better at Heroes of the Storm. Today we'll have a proper look at Mercenary Camps. That means we will look at the different types and their characteristics, what you should consider when you're planning to take a camp, so basically the risks and when it's a good moment for Mercenary Camps. Then we'll have some example situations, and the last thing will be some words about contesting and stealing camps. There are three types of mercenary camps: the siege camp, the bruiser camp and the boss. The first type is the siege camp. It has a quite long range, which is even longer than the range of the towers or forts, and they deal decent damage but also have very low health, so that means they are strong without a defending enemy hero, but they are quite useless if they are cleared very quickly. The next camp is the bruiser camp. It has much more health than the siege camp, which makes the bruisers very good for pushing and taking damage. So if you want to push a fort or a keep by yourself with some other heroes, they can help you a lot. The last one is the boss, which is the strongest mercenary. It has a lot of health and damage and two strong special attacks that can stun or root enemies. Because of these special attacks and its high health, the boss can be very powerful if you decide to push and fight at its side. When you are going to capture a mercenary camp, you always should consider that taking a camp is a risk. If the enemy is nearby, don't start the camp. You will lose some health and maybe some abilities are on cooldown because you used them to capture the camp faster. In these situations, the enemy obviously has an advantage in the fight, so it's quite likely that you die and donate the camp to your enemy. So if you don't have any idea where your enemy is, just don't start a mercenary camp. The next question you should ask yourself: is it worth the time you have to invest? If you don't have anyone with a mercenary lord or bribe talent, the enemy needs the same time to clear it as you need to capture it. You want a mercenary camp pushing a lane to force an enemy hero to defend. So you can do something else then, like a map objective. Maybe a tribute on Cursed Hell or gathering seeds in the Garden of Terror. If you capture mercenary camps at the wrong time, it can be the other way around. The enemy could push a keep or get a boss or something else, other map objectives or anything, while you are taking this useless mercenary camp, which can be cleared by the enemy half a minute later. Of course, the situations are different every game, and you have to get some experience by yourself when it's a good situation to take a camp. And if you did a stupid decision, it's okay. It's still a game, you can learn from your mistakes. You can improve by doing it better next time. Doing mistakes is essential, so you know the limits. Always think about this advice. It isn't just for the camps, it's for any aspect of any game. Nevertheless, we will look at some situations. After you killed some enemy heroes later during the game, so they are dead for some time, you could get the boss or multiple other camps. After you capture them, the enemy needs some time to clear them, so you can push with them afterwards and do huge damage to structures or get a map objective easily, like the Dragon Knight, which will make your push even stronger. Of course, you could push yourself when you kill some heroes, but most times it's more effective to get a mercenary camp or a boss, so your push is even stronger. An example when it's better to push yourself is when you're able to finish the game before the enemy is alive again. So if you killed them all at their keep and they're dead for at least 30 seconds or something like that, and you have enough heroes with enough health remaining, you can finish the game by yourself. Another example when it's a good time to get camps is when there's nothing else to do, which means there are no team fights over map objectives because they are inactive, and you don't have to defend anything. But don't give away lane experience in the early game. It's not worth it. And don't forget about the risks. If the enemy could be nearby, don't start taking the camp. Early in this video I said that you want to distract your enemy from doing something bigger like a map objective. An example could be getting your boss on Cursed Hollow if you already have 2 tributes collected. So you have an easy third tribute and a boss pushing, or nobody is defending the boss, so it can deal huge damage to structures. I often see players going for the bruiser camp on the haunted mines after they have left the mines or died. It's an okay compensation if the big golem in the mines is the last remaining skull source and you can't contest it. But there's a problem if you're starting the camp too late. If the enemy collected all skulls already and you start the camp then, it will be a huge risk, especially because the enemy will probably come to this camp as well if you didn't capture it already. Then you might lose the fight again and you are falling even more behind. In these situations it's better to take your siege camp so it can help you out at defending the golem. If you don't capture it too early, the siege mercenaries will damage the enemy golem when it's attacking your first fort. Now I have some last words about contesting and stealing camps. You know the risks of taking a camp when the enemy is near you, and this knowledge can be used to contest camps which are captured by the enemy. Contest camps whenever you can punish your enemy for their bad decisions, but don't overextend and look for your team. If you're behind in level and you don't have your team nearby, don't do it and let them take the camp. But if you're S5 and you can win the fight, then go and contest the boss or the camp. Learn to read the minimap. Where is your team? Where are your enemies? And what do they plan? Where are they going? One last thing about Zeratul and bosses. Zeratul is great at stealing enemy camps with his Void Prism. If you're playing as Zeratul, wait for the enemy team to finish the boss, place your Void Prism on the capture point and capture it yourself. The opponent is not able to capture it while they are stuck in Void Prison, but you are. This also means if you're playing against Zeratul and capturing the boss, you really have to watch out. If you see an enemy Zeratul nearby, try to attack and kill him, or keep him at a distance. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have some feedback, or you don't agree with me in some points, or you have any ideas for new topics, please leave a comment.